Patrick, give us a sense of the situation on ground in Hong Kong and China as a whole. We know that President Xi Jinping visited Wuhan. Now, is this a show of confidence that China, the epicenter of the virus, may be able to contain it after all?
Yeah, certainly. If you want the situation on the ground in Hong Kong, well, look, I'm at a park right now, and you can see middle of the day on Wednesday, a lot of people out here. So people are coming out. They have been cooped up in their homes and trying to keep away from other people. And so they are out here enjoying a bit of fresh air. And as we know, a lot of schools are still closed. So a lot of kids out here as well, and just trying to get on with life as normal. Businesses are beginning to pick up a little bit, but there are going to be disruptions for several more weeks, one would imagine. But certainly, as you say, this signal that is coming from President Xi by going to Wuhan certainly suggests that authorities believe there is light at the end of the tunnel. They are at the same time perhaps not letting their guard down just yet. As far as we understand, the city of Tianjin, which is also in Hebei province, lifted some transport restrictions and restrictions on residents just the other day, only to reimpose them and announce that what they declared earlier was void, possibly because they were concerned that it was too early to let people out and get back to business as usual, as you say. You mentioned that there were 24 new cases of infections. That is an increase from the day before, but notably, according to the National Health Commission, nearly half of those were imported from outside of China. So in many ways, the country is now grappling with a new problem, not so much a case of infections coming from within the country, but from outside. We're told that in Beijing, for instance, there were 6 new cases reported in the last 24 hours. 5 of those, according to the National Health Commission, were from people that traveled from Italy, 1 from the US. So it is a changing situation in Hong Kong and China, I should say. But certainly it does seem as though the situation is much improved compared to last week.
Right. You mentioned about daily life progressing a little bit, as you mentioned just now. Give us a sense of what about the basic amenities? Do people have access to those? Are things moving around freely? And has daily life progressed in a bit?
Bit by bit. I mean, you know, life has changed, certainly in Hong Kong. Just walking around the last few days, if you go around some of the busy shopping districts, people are beginning to emerge, if you like, and coming back out onto the streets. But, you know, you can see a lot of businesses have had to close up altogether. This has done a lot of damage to lots of types of businesses, but at the same time, there are some industries that are benefiting off the back of this. One particular thing that you notice when you walk around the streets is lots of dispensaries and pharmacists are booming with business, selling hand sanitizers and face masks. As we know, the pharmaceutical and medical industry has benefited off the back of this. Just this morning, I was talking to a teacher who was telling me a little bit about what was going on with schools and how they were managing student studies with online learning and so on and so forth. We have been hearing that the online learning industry is experiencing a bit of a boom, and that's expected to stay now as well, because people are becoming more exposed to things like virtual classrooms and getting used to the different types of products and services, and some of them now beginning to pay for those services as well. So, you know, there are winners in all of what's happening as well.
Thank you for those insights and thank you for joining us. We would like to remind our viewers that we will continue to track all the updates about coronavirus and get them to you.